Question 9. Although video game sales have increased steadily over the past 3 years, we can expect a reversal of this trend in the very near future. Historically, over 3/4 of video games sold have been purchased by people from 13 to 16 years of age, and the number of people in this age group is expected to decline steadily over the next 10 years. Alright, so argument or facts, we have an argument. What is this passage trying to convey? It's that we can expect a reversal of this trend. What was this trend? That video game sales have increased steadily over the past 3 years. We can expect that to reverse in the very near future. And how does the author prove that? Well, historically, 3/4 of video games sold have been purchased by people from 13 to 16 years of age, and the number of people in this age group is expected to decline steadily over the next 10 years. So, now that we have a clear understanding of this argument, let's proceed to the question stem. Which one of the following, if true, would most seriously weaken the argument? Most seriously weaken? This is a weakened question. So we're trying to weaken this argument that we can expect a reversal of this trend in the very near future. Again, this trend being the increase in video game sales over the past 3 years. And why? Because historically, 3/4 of video games have been bought by people from 13 to 16 years of age, and the number of people in this age group is expected to decline steadily over the next 10 years. So let's take a look here at A. Most people 17 years old or older have never purchased a video game. And you notice, if anything, A strengthens this argument by telling us people above this age do not buy video games, so A is out. We are trying to weaken. B, video game rentals have declined over the past 3 years. Completely irrelevant. This argument is about sales, and the fact that video game rentals have declined over the past 3 years is entirely consistent with an increase in video game sales over that same period. So B does not help us, and B would be eliminated. C, new technology would undoubtedly make entirely new entertainment options available over the next 10 years. And again, you notice, if anything, C strengthens this argument. Not only are we going to have less people between the age of 13 and 16 who historically buy 3/4 of video games, but also new technologies are going to come out with new entertainment options. So just another reason to expect a reversal in this trend in the near future. So C would be eliminated. D, the number of different types of video games available is unlikely to decrease in the near future. Again, completely irrelevant. What does that have to do with this argument? Which brings me process of elimination to E. Most of the people who have purchased video games over the past 3 years are over the age of 16. And you notice that clearly weakens this argument, because over the past 3 years, when we saw this increase in video game sales, most of the people buying them were over 16. The author, though, looks to historical numbers and says historically 3/4 of video games have been purchased by people ages 13 to 16. But what we really care about is who was buying them over these past 3 years, where we saw an increase in sales. And E tells us that there are people over the age of 16. So the premise that the author gives us, that this group of ages 13 to 16 is going to decrease over the next 10 years, doesn't really matter. So it weakens the argument, and E would be the correct answer.